Excuse me. I believe you have my stapler.
Fight!
Staple versus. All right. How do you think last week went?
Pretty terrible. That's just a gut feel.
You need to get better at knowing when to be disappointed. Oh, fuck. I don't remember what you said. It was so fantastic. I showed it to Cindy and she laughed. You had one-liner after one-liner. It was fun cutting it up. I got it even more when I cut it up to a 3-minute video.
It was that was desperation right there.
What was the panharmonicon one again? It's
what?
It can't even make
it's
pancakes.
a pan that doesn't make a pancake.
It's the worst kind of pan. You need to start writing these one-liners down beforehand. All right, so last week we had Conjurer's Closet going against Panharmonicon. What do you think happened there, Larry?
Closet one?
Yeah, it might be the biggest blowout we've ever had. I think
probably
this day. So, YouTube voted 88% for Panharmonicon. 88%. Just to tell you right now, that wins it there because YouTube was like our biggest vote in by far with it. Like it didn't, the amount of votes that you got. Wait, hang on. Yeah, it would have doubled it of what you got altogether for everything else right there. Just saying the YouTube. So Twitter.
It was worse. Was it worse on Discord and Twitter?
No, we'll get to that.
Okay.
Twitter, 24% for Conjurers, 76% for Panharmonicon.
Okay. Fucking
Discord, man. They are all about your balls. 60% Panharmonicon. 40%. They made it look like it was a damn fucking fist fight. Like just this close ass battle.
Look,
although
I think are open to ideas and they're a bunch of thinkers and I like them.
To be honest with you, there's really only like a total of like 8 votes with Discord because I think everybody votes on the other stuff. Like Discord voting has gone way down as we've like promoted the other stuff and everything else has gone way up.
Yeah.
Discord turns into like two votes, but it sounds better when I get percentages.
Yes, it does.
So total is 80% Panharmonicon, 20% to Conjurers. I hope we have a better battle this week. What do we have going on this week, Larry?
All right, so I'm excited because I am representing Back to Basics. It is 2 and a blue, enchantment, and non-basic lands can't untap.
And
it's way better than whatever you're going to say.
I am representing the mighty, mighty Blood Moon.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Boss Tones.
So this is red. Back to Basics is blue. They're both the same monocost, both enchantments.
Clearly, that right there should be the
red is amazing. Red
is the worst.
Red is
blue is the best.
I make so many decks with red.
Alliteration. All right, yeah, okay. So what's it do? What's Blood Moon do?
Non-basic lands are mountains. The best kind of things out there. Mountains, Gandalf.
Yeah. Okay, so like.
All right, go ahead.
I get that turning non-basics into mountains sounds bad because mountains are bad and nobody plays mountains, so it just fucks everybody up. I understand that, but they still have mana to use.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're in...
What happens when you play with fetches?
What?
What?
Yeah, what happens?
Back to the basics, you get to use fetches.
That is true. You... Like a fetch comes into play for Blood Moon, and it's just a mountain.
It's just a mountain. Fetch comes into play. Back to basics. It's
you get
fetch.
to go get yourself a basic land.
No, this
is true.
You can get whatever you want, but yes, basic land.
You're going to go get a basic land so that you can.
But you can choose
the
a color. You can be like, oh, I can get my color that I need, and I can get tapping.
This is true. This is all true, but it's.
What happens with like? What happens with
Back
like?
to Basics takes away mana. It's like a fair
board
wipe essentially for land.
But they get to decide when. I mean, they could use a rogue's passage once to kill you.
But you can play it when everybody's tapped down their lands.
That is true.
And then they don't get to untap it.
If you play it right and they have already used their non-basics, yes, then it is. But
if you play it early, they'll hesitate on playing spells because they want to make sure they have enough.
They still can use it though. Like they can use their lands.
Use the mountains.
No, they just turn into mountains.
Yes.
Like you said, people don't play red, so people don't like playing red, so it shuts them down. Because then, what are they going to use the red for? The color that they're not playing with? Well, there you go.
Exactly. Just the colorless mana that they need anyway. That's fine. That's easy. It doesn't shut down artifacts as well.
You know, many times Blood Moon, when I drop this, it shuts down the game for everybody else but me. I will give you, though, back to basics. I like the idea of when it comes in, it's not like the Vorinclex effect where it needs it to tap for it to stay tapped. If there's already tapped when this comes into play, they're staying tapped.
It just is there. So I think one thing too is like blue has a lot of enchantment synergies, and that gives it a bonus towards Blood Moon, because Blood Moon red just doesn't have any real enchantment synergies. It's just kind of there. It's not working in like any themes.
No, you just throw it in to hate fuck people over, and it does.
It's a solid hate card, but you still get to play cards.
I'll tell you this too. It's in double the amount of EDH rec decks than Back to Basics. Just saying, we're not supposed to say that. Oh, we never even really talked about the rules of this anyways. We just kind of got into it.
We don't have to.
Yeah, people should know. Well, if we're cutting these up into little bits here.
Yeah. Okay, look. You got to choose between these two cards.
That's
all it is. You don't get to say both.
Yeah, you don't get to say that.
You don't get to say it.
Your deck is at least blue and red, and that is, it might be more, but there's only one. There's only one Blue Moon. That's the new. I want to make that proxy.
It's just a wheat beer.
I know. I want to make that proxy now, just with the beer, and have both of the non-basic lands. Are mountains that don't untap. That would be sweet.
I mean, that's the okay. Let's see. Let's combine this card. And non-basic lands don't get to untap, and they're mountains. Which part doesn't matter?
Oh, come on!
I'm just saying, if they were turned into mountains, it doesn't matter because they're tapped. Tapped is just so much worse because you just don't get to use it.
If you're playing red, you got Mountain Walk, buddy. You're playing your Goblin decks with the Mountain Walks, your Goblin King. I would say the mountains matter.
I'm not even sure that.
I think the mountains matter, buddy. This is like a pseudo, Yavimaya Cradle of Growth, where it's turning all the lands into forests, and your what's the other one?
It is. But it's okay. One of Red's best lands is Valakut, the Molten Pinnacle, and Blood Moon shuts it down. It just cuts off one of your best cards in the deck in a mono red deck.
I barely play with that one in my mono red decks.
Yeah, you're wrong.
I said I barely play with it.
It might be because you're playing Blood Moon.
Yeah.
You're choosing one.
I'm choosing to, because the thing is Blood Moon, so many times I will play this and it just allows me to fuck people up enough, disrupt their game, that I can do a lot of shit. Back to basics. I play blue decks. I think it's in one deck. I think maybe one. Do you ever put it in anything?
I don't put either in any of them. I try and not fuck with people's lands. Yeah. I mean, I could, but I'm a nice guy.
I would just say build a better deck. I would just say build a better deck. I would just say build a better deck.
You're looking for a button. You just don't know which one to press. Cool story, bro. All right. You got me there. All right. I don't know. My biggest points was shuts off fetches, shuts off utility lands. What do we say is one of the most important things in Magic? Utility lands. Having those lands. We just talked about it in this episode earlier.
Yep.
Blood Moon shuts them off. Back to basics, you can use those utility lands
if you have the mana, but it's like it's like removal on your opponent on any land, but you're gonna play more basics that way as well and set it up. But hopefully,
I think. Look, so here's I think that it comes down to this.
You get a one shot with back to basics, and you get
back to basics.
you get a one shot if you're playing it later or not, doing anything with and it's untapped. That's fine. Like I think it makes it so that people aren't. I wouldn't use the activated ability of a land if I'm going to be short land.
Yeah, well,
I'm trying to play spells.
Unless it's actually benefiting you to maybe, like I said, Rogue's Passage, or you can use it. You're not able.
You'd want to do that at the end and hope that somebody removes back to basics.
I think your biggest argument for back to basics is and should be the coming into play, and it's blue. You win, you always do. See, that's the other thing is people are voting. That's the other. That's what got me this week. I think last week's would have been like 90%, but like how many people in the Discord are like, I'm voting for Lowery. I don't care what the right move is. I'm voting for Lowery. And it was just like, you assholes. What did I do? I'm not. Lowery picks the scenario, and then if we both don't have a choice, then he lets me pick, and that's what it is. But everybody hates me.
No, it's just that we're part of a potato posse, and you're not. 25% of the discussions on Discord is about Adam not liking potatoes.
I know.
It really bonds us.
But it was funny this week because it was just like, well, I know Panharmonicon's the better card, but I said I was voting Lowery, so I'm Team Lowery. And it was just all over the place. I was like,
that was something that we're like, oh, Adams is way better, and everybody's like, yeah, I'm gonna vote Lowery. Yeah. Then when it was released, they're like, oh, this is. I'm not gonna take this back. What? Adams is much better.
So the biggest thing with back to basics, I do like when it comes in, if people have the lands, the non-basics tapped, they do stay there. So I do like that angle of it being a removal in a way of lands. Yeah. I do like that angle.
And I'm going to be very curious to see what Zero says that we missed on these twos.
I know. I wanted to add into Zero's comments he's like, you missed this card again this week and this card. I'm like, Zero, you got to remember we're an hour and change in and how many drinks down. We're going to miss stuff.
2.5.
Yeah.
So. All
right. You guys can vote.
For Lowery.
Yeah. No matter what I'm voting for Lowery, doesn't matter what the card is. Right. You guys can vote for the cards either on the Discord. You can vote on YouTube on the community tab. You can vote on the videos because we are shortening these up to their own videos. So you can vote on there just in the comments below. We'll add that up as well.
Yeah.
And then the other places on Twitter will have the poll there as well. So we will announce those next week.